Most men don't realize they are hugging from neediness, because neediness doesn't always look desperate. Sometimes it looks polite, sometimes it looks gentle, sometimes it even looks respectful. But underneath that softness is a silent request. Please validate me. Please confirm I matter. Please show me I'm wanted. And women feel that emotional request instantly. The human nervous system is designed to detect emotional instability within seconds. When you approach her carrying doubt, tension, or subtle insecurity, your body betrays you. Your shoulders stiffen, your breath becomes shallow, your muscles tighten slightly as you wrap your arms around her. Even if the hug lasts only 3 seconds, your internal state transfers. And here's the problem: attraction cannot grow where a woman feels she must stabilize you. Masculine presence is not about physical strength. It is about emotional containment. When you are emotionally self-sufficient, your touch feels different. It does not pull. It does not cling. It does not subtly ask. It gives. A grounded hug feels like safety. It feels like calm leadership. It feels like someone who is not trying to extract reassurance from the moment. Neediness, on the other hand, creates pressure. And pressure, even silent pressure, activates resistance. When you hug her hoping she squeezes tighter, when you hold on slightly longer because you fear letting go, when you rush into it because you're anxious about the space between you, you are communicating uncertainty, and uncertainty erodes polarity. Here's what powerful men understand. A hug is not a test. It is not a checkpoint. It is not a moment to measure your worth. It is simply an expression. When you no longer need the hug to mean something about you, it becomes magnetic, because now your body is relaxed, your breathing is steady, your arms wrap with intention, not urgency. You are not seeking a reaction. You are grounded whether she leans in deeply or lightly, and that emotional independence is what shifts the dynamic. Women are drawn to men who do not collapse under proximity, men who remain centered when there is touch, men who are not shaken by intimacy. So the real work is not practicing the perfect hug. It is building internal stability. When you feel complete without her validation, your touch becomes calm, your presence becomes steady, your energy becomes contained, and that is when a simple 3-second hug stops being ordinary and starts becoming unforgettable. Your nervous system is always speaking, even when your mouth is silent. Before she processes your words, before she evaluates your humor, before she decides whether you're attractive on paper, her body has already read you. This happens fast, faster than logic, faster than thought. Human beings are wired to detect safety, confidence, tension, and instability within seconds. And that detection does not happen through conversation. It happens through physiology. When you approach a woman and go in for a hug, your internal state transfers through microsignals. The way you breathe, the way your muscles engage, the pace of your movement, the firmness or hesitation in your touch. These details seem small, but they are not small to the subconscious mind. Her nervous system is constantly asking one question: is this person regulated? If your breathing is shallow and high in your chest, it signals anxiety. If your shoulders are tight, it signals tension. If your movements are rushed or jerky, it signals uncertainty. Even if you are smiling, even if you are saying the right words, your body may be broadcasting something completely different. And here's what's powerful: nervous systems sync. If you are calm, grounded, and steady, her body naturally begins to mirror that rhythm. This is called co-regulation. When your breathing is slow and deep, when your posture is relaxed but stable, when your touch is firm without urgency, her nervous system starts to settle. She may not consciously think, "I feel safe," but she feels it. On the other hand, if you are internally chaotic, she feels that too. If your hug carries subtle desperation, if you grip too tightly because you're trying to secure connection, if you pull away too quickly because intimacy makes you uncomfortable, her nervous system shifts into alert mode. Attraction cannot expand in alert mode. It contracts. This is why two men can perform the exact same physical action and create completely different emotional outcomes. It is not the hug itself. It is the state behind the hug. A regulated nervous system communicates strength without aggression. It communicates presence without pressure. It communicates desire without need. When you step into a hug fully grounded, you are not trying to impress. You are not trying to extract. You are not trying to prove. You are simply there. Your chest rises and falls slowly. Your arms wrap with steadiness. Your body does not rush the moment, and it does not cling to it either. That steadiness sends a powerful message: I am comfortable in my own skin. And comfort in your own skin is rare. Many men focus on external techniques, where to place the hands, how long to hold, when to smile, but none of that matters if the internal state is unstable. Technique without regulation feels mechanical. Regulation without technique still feels magnetic. When you master your nervous system, you master the energy you bring into every interaction. A hug becomes an extension of inner calm. Eye contact becomes steady instead of searching. Silence becomes powerful instead of awkward. Your nervous system is always speaking. The question is whether it is communicating anxiety or authority. Because long before she decides how she feels about you consciously, her body has already decided based on what yours is broadcasting. Masculine energy is often misunderstood. Many men confuse it with dominance, loudness, control, or physical strength. But true masculine presence is much quieter than that. It is emotional self-sufficiency. It is the ability to stand in a moment without needing that moment to complete you. When you approach a woman to hug her, you are not just bringing your body forward. You are bringing your emotional state. If that state depends on her reaction, if you need her to squeeze tightly, smile warmly, or linger longer so you can feel secure, then you are not emotionally self-sufficient in that moment. You are outsourcing your stability. And women feel that instantly. Emotional self-sufficiency means you do not require reassurance to feel grounded. It means your sense of worth does not rise or fall based on how she responds to a 3-second interaction. When you hug from that place, your touch feels calm. It feels contained. It does not reach. It does not grasp. It does not silently ask. Most men don't realize how much they seek subtle confirmation. They hold the hug a fraction longer, hoping she won't pull away first. They tighten slightly, hoping to increase closeness. They scan her body language mid-embrace, measuring whether they are doing well. That measurement is the leak. The moment you begin evaluating yourself through her reaction, you shift from leading the moment to chasing it. And attraction weakens when a woman senses that she is the emotional anchor. Self-sufficiency is powerful because it removes pressure. When you are internally steady, she does not feel responsible for your emotional state. She does not feel that she must reciprocate in a specific way to protect your ego. She is free to lean in naturally instead of reacting to tension. A man who is emotionally self-sufficient can enjoy connection without clinging to it. He can hug warmly without fearing the end of the embrace. He can step back calmly without interpreting distance as rejection. His stability is internal. That internal stability changes everything. When you don't need the hug to mean something about you, it becomes authentic. Your arms wrap around her because you want to express warmth, not because you are trying to secure validation. Your breathing stays slow because you are not anxious about performance. Your posture remains upright because you are not collapsing into approval seeking. Emotional self-sufficiency also communicates leadership. Not control, but grounded direction. You initiate the hug smoothly. You release it smoothly. You maintain eye contact without searching for approval. There is no urgency in your movements because there is no urgency in your identity. And this is what many men overlook. Confidence is not loud. It is regulated. When you are emotionally dependent on outcomes, your body betrays you with micro-tension. But when you are whole on your own, your body relaxes. Relaxed strength is magnetic. It feels safe yet powerful at the same time. Women are drawn to men who are not shaken by intimacy. Men who can handle closeness without losing composure. Men who can connect deeply without becoming needy. Emotional self-sufficiency is the foundation of that composure. When you master this, a hug stops being a test of your worth. It becomes a simple extension of who you already are. Steady, grounded, complete. And that completeness is what quietly shifts attraction in your favor. Most men think attraction is created by intensity, by saying the right line, by escalating physically, by doing more. But real attraction is built in the space between actions. Presence creates attraction, not pressure. Pressure is subtle. It's not always aggressive. Sometimes it's invisible. It's the extra second you hold on because you're afraid to let go first. It's the slight tightening of your arms because you want to increase the feeling. It's the mental rush of, is she into this, running through your head while you're still in the embrace. That inner urgency transfers. And when urgency enters the interaction, pressure follows. Pressure makes a woman feel like something is expected of her, expected to respond a certain way, expected to match your intensity, expected to validate the moment. The moment she feels expectation, her nervous system shifts from openness to evaluation. Openness creates chemistry. Evaluation kills it. Presence, on the other hand, removes expectation completely. When you are present, you are not trying to speed the moment up. You are not trying to deepen it artificially. You are not trying to extract meaning from it. You are simply there. Your mind is not 10 seconds ahead wondering what happens next. It is not replaying the last interaction. It is not calculating outcomes. It is steady. That steadiness is powerful because it feels rare. In a world where everyone is distracted, rushed, and performing, full attention feels intimate. When you hug her with presence, your body softens but remains grounded. Your breathing is slow. Your muscles are engaged but not rigid. Your touch is firm but relaxed. You are not squeezing to intensify. You are not loosening to escape. You are holding the moment exactly as it is. And that balance communicates emotional control. Pressure tries to force chemistry. Presence allows chemistry. When you are present, you don't need to add extra force, extra duration, or extra drama. The moment speaks for itself. Think about it. If you walk into a hug thinking, "I need this to spark something," you are already placing weight on it. That weight changes your energy. It creates micro-tension in your shoulders, your jaw, your grip. She feels that. But if you walk in thinking, "I'm simply sharing this moment," your body remains natural. There is no internal push, no hidden agenda. You initiate calmly. You hold steadily. You release smoothly. And because you are not pressuring the interaction, she relaxes into it. Relaxation is the gateway to attraction. When she feels no pressure, she can actually feel you. She can notice the warmth, the steadiness, the quiet confidence. Pressure creates resistance. Presence creates receptivity. Most men try to increase attraction by doing more. The truth is, attraction often grows when you do less, but with deeper awareness. When you master presence, every small interaction gains weight. A hug becomes meaningful without being heavy. Eye contact becomes electric without being forced. Silence becomes powerful instead of awkward. Presence tells her, "I am comfortable here," and comfort in proximity is magnetic. Because when you are not pushing, not pulling, not forcing, you create space for her to move closer on her own. And that voluntary closeness is always stronger than anything pressure could ever produce. A hug does not just express how you feel about her. It reveals how you feel about yourself. Most men believe attraction is about technique, where to place the hands, how long to hold, how confident to appear. But what a woman actually feels in that moment is your self-perception. If you secretly doubt your value, your body will move as if it's asking for permission to exist. Your shoulders may round slightly. Your arms may wrap with hesitation. Your touch may feel careful in a way that isn't grounded, but uncertain. That uncertainty does not come from the hug. It comes from within. When you see yourself as someone who is lucky to be there, your body communicates gratitude mixed with fear. Fear of losing the moment, fear of doing something wrong, fear of not being enough, and that fear creates subtle tension. On the other side, if you overcompensate, hugging too tightly, too boldly, too intensely, that also reveals something about how you see yourself. It often signals that you are trying to prove worth instead of embodying it, trying to project strength instead of naturally holding it. Both hesitation and overcompensation are reflections of inner imbalance. A hug is a mirror. If you view yourself as grounded, capable, and emotionally steady, your body will naturally align with that belief. Your posture will be upright without stiffness. Your arms will wrap with calm certainty. You will not rush in, and you will not rush out. You will move as someone who belongs in the moment. Belonging is powerful. When a man feels he belongs in the space he occupies, his energy expands without forcing. He doesn't shrink, he doesn't inflate, he simply stands firm. That firmness translates into safety. Women are highly attuned to internal congruence. If your outer behavior does not match your inner belief, it feels off. You can memorize confident body language, but if you internally question yourself, micro-signals will leak through. Your breath will betray you. Your muscle tension will betray you. Your pacing will betray you. But when you genuinely respect yourself, the body relaxes. Self-respect creates natural boundaries. You don't cling because you don't fear loss. You don't overpower because you don't need dominance to feel strong. You don't disconnect because you are comfortable being seen. You are steady, and steadiness communicates high value without a single word. When you hug her, she is not just feeling your arms. She is feeling your relationship with yourself. Do you trust yourself? Do you believe you are worthy of closeness? Do you feel secure in your presence? If the answer is yes, your body will express it effortlessly. If the answer is no, your body will ask her to compensate for it. Attraction deepens when a woman senses that you are internally solid, that your confidence is not dependent on her reaction, that your identity remains intact whether she leans in warmly or pulls away quickly. That emotional independence is magnetic because it feels stable. A hug lasts only a few seconds, but in those seconds she experiences your self-image in physical form. And when your self-image is strong, calm, and grounded, the hug stops being just a greeting. It becomes a quiet statement, "I know who I am," and that statement lingers long after you let go.